Hey everybody, I hope you enjoyed that run by. I picked a coal train to annoy my friend Dwight because he gets sick and tired of seeing coal trains on my layout. But coal is king on the Midland Road and the Pincy as well. So this week's layout update is going to be a pretty good one. A lot of good things have happened to me lately after a real shitty year so far. I've had a couple of things that have occurred that have brightened my spirits about life, I guess. So first thing. I passed my personal trainer test with a like an 86, so I'm pretty happy with that. So I only had to take it one time. I did take a practice test, and I did better on the final test than I did on the practice test, which really should be the way it goes. But first time go at this station, so I'm really happy. I got everything worked out with the gym now, so I can train there, no problems, no issues with the other trainers like I had before, because I think they were just mad because I had more clients than them, but I don't know. But I'm pretty happy about it. I'm stoked. Secondly, Dwight, of all people, sent me this cover photo, and he asked me if I had worked on this photo. So if you have the November issue of this year's Model Railroader, you know already that Dan Munson took the cover photo. Tony Custer sent me the photo in January of 2024, and I did a little Photoshop on there. So all the clouds in the sky back there, that's all me. And I did like, I think four or five different versions for him. And then I usually send Tony something just for fun that he didn't even ask for, like, thunderstorms with some lightning in the background and stuff like that and everything. But Tony likes my work. But that just goes to show you how long it takes for something to get worked on and then finally get approved and put onto a magazine. Speaking of such, my friend Tom Smith, he wrote an article with Tony's assistance for his N-scale layout to be in Model Railroader. I think he did this last year sometime, but tentatively it's going to be in August of 2026, so I think it'll come out in July. So he still has 9 months, roughly 9 months, 8 months to wait before he can see his Model Railroad in the magazine and all that stuff. But I worked on that cover photo. And then they couldn't use it because it didn't have enough megapixel and all that stuff in there. So, but oh well. And I think it's the Great Model Railroads. No, Model Railroad Planning 2026. I worked on that cover photo as well. It has a Union Pacific locomotive coming through some scenery that's been done that goes into like part of the layout, like at the front of the photo that is not completed yet. And then I put some sky background and stuff in there. So we'll see if that one gets used as well. I think I did 4 different versions of that one as well. So those are the highlights of the week. The negative things that happened this week was Bones and Gatsby got into it. I think they got into a fight over the toys or something like that. And Gatsby, he got hurt. He got hurt a little bit. Had a lot of bite wounds and stuff like that. So all these people out there in the world who think, Great Danes are gentle giants, they're like any other dog. They get pissed. They get pissed. They grumble. They have attitude and stuff like that. So Gatsby's been in recovery all week. He's been getting spoiled and he's been getting doctored up and he's doing fine now. I think he's in there asleep. But he's been spending a lot of quality time with me and we've just been keeping them separated. And luckily we have a big house that we can do that with. So no vet, visit on this. And I was pretty freaked out. I mean, I've seen blood before in my life, but when it happens to your kid or in this case, your dog, you kind of, panic a little bit. So I gave him a bath and checked him out. And it turned out it looked a lot worse than what it was. And, it was all superficial stuff. So, I mean, luckily nothing happened. But that just goes to show you that Great Danes can have attitude problems. And when you get two males who were both abused and both abandoned, there's going to be some issues and some hiccups. So you just have to learn how to talk to them. Like you would a child, So if I start yelling at Bones, he understands he's in trouble. Now, he got whipped the other day and he got spanked, with a little piece of rope. I mean, it didn't really hurt him, but, me yelling at him, he knew he messed up and he kind of peed himself a little bit. So he learned his lesson pretty quick. Gatsby, if you yell at Gatsby like that, he gets very defensive and he'll back himself into a corner and he'll start growling at you and showing teeth. So you have to smooth talk him in a way, and tell him it's going to be okay. And I mean, you got to discipline him, but at the same time, you don't want to get bit because, we don't really know his entire history. So it's been a week that has had its ups and downs and everything, but everything is looking up after that. So next week is going to be a busy week, and this will probably be the last layout update for the month. I'm going to say for the month, just because I got so much stuff going on. So next week is the week of the 17th. So that my friend Scott and his wife are coming out to North Carolina, and then we're going to shoot up to Virginia, and we're going to ride the 611 again. So this will be the third year in a row Scott and I have got together at least once a year and went on a like steam safari type of thing. So we're going to ride the train on the afternoon of the 17th, but the morning of the 17th we're going to go kind of rail fan a little bit. I'm not going to say chase it, because I've heard some very negative comments about people out there on the road acting stupid, and I've seen all that stuff in my lifetime. You know, chasing the big boy, people act like asses out there. You gotta be defensive. You know, driving. You can't even really enjoy everything, and people ruin it. But we're gonna go and just kind of park someplace, and maybe get a run by of it, and try to beat it back to Staunton. Or Stanton, I can't remember. I think they say Stanton, but everybody else says Staunton because it's AU. I don't know. Whatever. I'm going to call it Stanton for the video. If I'm wrong, tell me in the comments. So we're going to head back to Stanton after that, and, have it, try to get some video and some pictures of it coming into the station. And then, as it's getting pulled back towards Goshen, then we're going to race to Goshen, and then ride it to Stanton and go back and all that stuff. And then Saturday morning, I think they're heading back to Illinois, and I'm going to go back out. I'm going to chase it again because I want some more shots. So that's my plan. So if you're going to be up in Goshen or Stanton, Virginia, on the 16th, 17th, sometime in that area, if you see me, say hello. I'm hoping to see some people and get some pictures with some people and stuff like that. I think that's cool. I love meeting people. But even if you don't, just know that I'm going to post a video, and I think that's going to be cool. So like I said, last video, probably update video for this month, because after I get back from Stanton and riding the 611, I got a hardwood floor to put in, and I got a feeling that, even though it would take a professional one day, probably take me 2 days, my stupid schedule, every time I turn around to do something, something's coming up. So it's getting put back, and my wife's getting tired of, me making excuses, but I don't feel like working on something at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I'd rather start at, noon or 9 o'clock in the morning, and then, finish up about 6. But, so that's what I got to get done. But you can expect a lot of short videos to be uploaded, because I can come out here and do that in 10 minutes. And I will change up the trains a little bit. I got a whole, like a reefer train of probably about 45 cars I'm going to run. I got some, some nickel plate passenger locomotives, and just some stainless steel cars I can run. I got some Penske passenger trains. So I'm going to try to mix it up a little bit when I have time. And then I will also try to do some work on some projects and that. But needless to say, you don't want to hear me talk no more about all the crap going on with me. You want to see what I've been working on, so let's get to it. All right, so I did a little bit more work to my my model of the GP30 here. This is a hybrid model if you missed last week's video. It's got an Athearn GP35 blue box frame and trucks, and the shell is Bachmann. The shell's got some decent detail, but I started working on some things. I cut off the horns that were wrong, and I need to remove the windshield wipers because they look horrible. And I got plenty of windshield wipers, so I'll add some new ones. And I got a new horn to go on there, and then I'm going to work on the, I guess, the pilot face down here where the footboards are. And they're way too high, so I will probably cut those off and put something else on there a little bit lower to make it look better from the frontal view. I got some MU lines to put on there, train line to put on there. And but I did go through and I painted the stanchions black, and it went from a very cheesy looking model to a million times better just overnight with that. But I think I'm going to take the nickel plate off, and I'm going to put Midland Road on there. It'll be numbered between 600 and 609, and I think it's going to look pretty cool. And once again, it's just a dummy, but it's just for some photographs and stuff like that. But doesn't it look pretty good with that SD40-2? I think that looks pretty cool. So this is the paint scheme of my Allegheny Midland. It's just a nickel plate, phase 2 paint scheme. And it's all pre-1968, so it's pre-Appalachian line, so it's all black and yellow, or black and yellow if you're from the South. And not that red and yellow that I never really liked, that Tony never really liked. So I may not even use that red and yellow whatsoever at all on anything. So, I mean, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. As long as Tony approves of what I do, that's all that really matters. And if he's happy, I'm happy. So, all right, so let's see what we got going on here. All right, so no changes over her. What I did do is I put in some pine trees over here at the end of this this rock wall, this cliff, I guess. So if you're new to the channel, this is all mortar stuck onto some plywood, and it's supposed to look like blasted rock. And I think I got it. My wife likes it, so if she likes it, I don't care what nobody else thinks. But it abruptly ends right here in the middle of the screen, and the space between the two tracks there is very limited, so I'm not really quite sure what I can do, but I think if I just, layer these pine trees and then paint the backdrop, the light green, paint it dark green, I think it'll blend in okay. And then I can start the rest of the mountain scene over here where I got some room to, put the foam. And we'll see how that looks. So I did cut some foam right there in the middle of the screen and put that in. And I had a piece that would cover the tunnel and make a roof for it in a sense. And it didn't look very good. And I kind of screwed up the cut. So I just figured, screw it, I'll just start it over. No big deal. And we'll go over here. He's never far behind. He's always pretty close. Oh, he wagging your tail. You being a sweet boy. You see he has a scuff right there. That was one of the worst ones. You can see he got some little marks on his back, but he's doing fine. He's been on some antibiotics, and he's doing good now. So right here, I layered this section of the mountain up to 4 pieces. So it's roughly 8 inches tall. It looks a lot taller than that, though. But this is just kind of a mock-up. This piece needs to be trimmed some more, as well as this piece here is just, I just stuck it up here to kind of get an idea of how high I need to go to block the view from this side of the layout, so you don't see the turntable and the yards and everything over there. So I think I'm going to go up 5 pieces of foam, so that'd be 10 inches, and then put a layer of trees on top, something like this, but it'll be a lot thicker. And I think that will do it. So I'm going to continue to work on that over the next, over the winter, and hopefully in the springtime, it will be finished and ready for, scenery if I haven't done it already. Let's see, I swung by Hobby Lobby yesterday, and I picked up some trees. So I know what you're saying, Rob, why you spend money on these trees and you can make them for nothing. But when I make them, it takes up a lot of my time when I could be doing something else. So I got this massive layout out here. So I just grab these, whenever I go up there, which usually once or twice a month. I grab maybe $40 worth or something like that. Nothing extreme, but I had scavenged all the trees from the layout and put them over here on top of the fill, or this cut, I mean. And I still got work to do here, but I used a lot of trees over here, as you can see. And this is the butt side of it, so this ain't the side you want to see, but I'll show you the other side in a second for the new people. So all these trees here will go over here between the rock road and this little bit of a hill I put in, which is just a scene blocker, basically, so you can't see the cars and the train on the other side of the track. But the reason I'm doing that is because I was shooting a video, and I'll show you the angle I had. Ducking under here. And I was over here, and you can see the train right in the middle. You kind of see the cars and everything right in this area. Well, you can see the train the way I had the camera set up, and I didn't like it. So I'm going to go ahead and put the trees back there so that when one train is running on the main line on the right side, you can't see the train running, on the track that's coming through the tree tunnel. And I think that gives the illusion of the train's coming from somewhere other than, 6 feet away where you can see. You see how high that's going to be over there and how good it's going to look. And I'm really anxious to work on this. So I quit working over at Apple Creek and started working over here. Now, if you're wondering why I got a bunch of cars just stuck up there, that's because I got too many cars on the layout, and I've just been putting them everywhere to get them out of the way. All right, so something else I worked on was the tunnel entrance and the portal right here. So I got the portal reinstalled. I got the foam on the right side of it cut. And you can see where I'm kind of starting to work with stuff on the left side. I got some trimming to do. And I trimmed this all down. So if I want to put a truck back here at this warehouse, I can kind of fit one back here. But in the grand scheme of life, you're not going to be looking and asking questions, how does the truck get back there? And if you are, that means I have not done something right. So this whole section here is only 3 pieces of foam high. It will probably be 5, maybe a little bit higher. And then it's going to be a lot of clump foliage and stuff on here. And I'm excited. I'm excited about this because it's really starting to take shape and look good. So once again, all these cars are there just because I got no place to put them. And this piece here is cardboard strips and plaster cloth. I'm really liking the foam a lot better than this method here, but I already started it, so it's gonna stay. All right, so here's what y'all want to see. I've been working on Lazar Viaduct, and I named it after John Lazar. He's my friend who lives on the other side of North Carolina. Great guy, models of Pennsylvania. I talk to him probably at least once a week, and he always comments on my layout, and he's been a great inspiration to me and a great friend. The last time I was supposed to swing by and see him, him and his wife were sick, and I was really disappointed, but, you know, at the same time, I didn't want to, I know that they wasn't feeling good, and I didn't want to impose and all that stuff. So, John, thank you for your friendship. I'm blessed, so, to have you in my life. So, this is for you. This is Lazar Valley and Lazar Viaduct. Now, this is the part that I've been working on. So, this is all brand new. I just did this the last couple of days, and you can still see the paint is wet, and because I painted it just so it was not bright green for the video, because I want you to kind of see how they kind of blend together and flow a little bit. And that's going to be a good shot. That's going to be a good shot. When all the scenery is said and done, that's going to be awesome. So let me grab my pointer, because I know y'all don't want to see my fingers. I know, right? You're like, Rob, how'd you ever find your pointer? Well, I did. So I've also done some scenery work over here. This middle section got some attention. It's just got a bunch of medium foliage on here, as well as this piece right here. Worked on the tunnel portal here a little bit. I got another piece of rock, or not rock, but a brick to cut right here. And then this is going to be the scene from the other side. Now this over here on the main line, I got a lot of stuff to do here. So just ignore that, because I know it's big, ugly, doesn't look good, but part of the process. Step 1, just remember that, step 1. All right. So I have to cut this piece here down to get the right angle. And you see I kind of drew a little line there. And then I have the same thing to do over here. Then I can either use spray foam to fill in this area back here and kind of curve this off so I can continue my my clump foliage over. And this side here will probably be mostly rock, kind of like this, but all the way up. And that side will probably have a good portion of it also. And then I got to put the tunnel portal in there and paint the insides of the tunnel black to kind of give it a little bit more depth, even though it's only, 6 inches long, or maybe 8 inches or something like that. But I really think this is going to be a cool shot coming this way. Let's see what else I do. I don't know if I talked about this last week or not, but I put my rust streaks on there and weathered this plastic down. Same thing over here on this pier, as well as this one here. Now, this little corner back here was giving me fits, so all I did was buy a couple of these taller trees and just stuff them in there. So when you stuff them in there and then fill that with some clump foam, you won't see that corner and it'll blend in pretty good. And that's just a cheat, so sometimes don't overthink it. Just, do something obvious and hide it. Camouflage is amazing, and I camouflage a lot of stuff, and it works, All right, so I use some brown foam to fill in the gap, not brown foam, brown caulk to fill in this gap, because it's about a 3/16 of an inch, and the other side was about 1/4 inch. That blends in pretty good. I smoothed it out. So this is, once I get this part tapered down and cut where I need it and painted, then I can start working on some ballast, and I can start putting, some riprap coming down here and all that. But I'm excited about this scene again. Still got some stuff to paint, I got some joints here and there to paint. I got some little ties to put in over here, but for the most part, it is all working out well. I think I put about 5 or 6 hours just into this area just this week. So it is time consuming, and this whole section, all the way down, I thought I could get done in about 5 months. And I absolutely was wrong. This has been 10 months of continuous work, 20 hours a week minimum. And a buddy of mine and I had a discussion the other day, and he asked me how much time I spend a week working on the model railroad. It's about 5 hours a day. Sometimes it's 40, 50 hours a week, depending on what my schedule is with the gym and clients and, my workouts and my wife's doctor's appointments, my doctor's appointments. But normally at about 5 o'clock in the afternoon, I come out here in the training room and I stay out here to 9 or 10 o'clock at night. And, that's not even counting, in the morning for breakfast, I'll come out here and drink a cup of coffee and just do something for, 10, 15, 20 minutes and then go back inside and, start cooking or something like that. I mean, I'm always doing something. I painted this yesterday on the other side just to take a picture to send to Dwight. So just stuff like that is just, it helps. It all adds up. And, so you don't have to work 40 hours a week, but if you have a smaller layout, you can knock stuff out pretty quick. And I accidentally found this view the other day when I had some trains running. I had some trains coming off the Midland Road on the left, and I had something on the yard lead right over here. And then I had another train on the main line, and it looked awesome. So whenever this scene is complete, you can expect to see a lot of videos shot from right here with multiple trains on multiple tracks moving. And I hope you're going to like it as much as I'm already liking it, because I get excited. When, I see something pretty cool that I didn't plan on. I just never thought about. Oh, ducking under. Hang on. You think I just opened the gate, but no. That'd be too easy, wouldn't it? All right, so let's go over here to the yard. Now, I ordered some number 6 turnouts, Atlas number 6 turnouts from Mike's Trains the other day in Thomasville, North Carolina. And they came in, so I went and picked them up. So I started working on the east side lead, and I just got, 4 of them sitting there. Just going to get everything mocked up, and then once I make sure that everything will fit, and look good and have the right angles and kind of operate smooth, then I'll go through and start putting everything in permanent. I still have the main line and the siding to put in. You can kind of see where this roughed in with that road bed. And then I will start working, after I put those in and the track in, I will start working yard tracks 1 through 10. And I have number 10 in right here, and I hope it all works out. I got at least minimum of 2-inch centers. It doesn't have to be perfect. Nothing has to be perfect on your railroad, because nothing is perfect on the prototype. But it is pretty straight, which, when it's straight and they have smooth lines, it prevents derailments and stuff in the future. And once again, each track will hold 28 40-foot cars. That's the standard on my railroad. And of course, you got 35, 34-foot hoppers. And when it comes to the 50-foot cars, I think it's really down to 25. So I got a lot of capacity over here. I also put in the house track, which I just got some cold cars on right now. This diamond, this part here, will eventually come out to a new section that will be right here. That will have the turntable and the engine facilities on there. All right, so I got this yard lead in. I got it all mocked up. It's looking pretty good. I've been running some trains over it. Excuse me. And, oh my God, hang on. Oh, I'm dying. All right, sorry about that. I had to hit pause and go get a drink. I don't know what happened. My sinuses, I know what happened with my sinuses. All right, so I put this in, and you're probably asking, Rob, why'd you do all that, because you don't have any tracks or anything else going on. You don't have any turnouts, or ground throws or anything. But what I wanted to do was simulate a train leaving the yard, going out to the siding, which this is a Pennsy main line, Midland Road main line, and this is a yard lead, but the siding kicks in right here at this crossover. You see that? There we go. So I have a train coming through now, through track 10. It'll come run down the yard lead. Make sure I got that thrown right. Sure do. And what we're going to do over here is, you know, come out onto, you're going to come over here and cross the Pennsy main line at AC Tower, and then go straight across over to this turnout and go to the Midland Road, which is the outside track there. So I did it this way, a series of crossovers, instead of having a diamond, because I thought it'd make, goodness, I thought it would make operations a little bit more easy. And then if I wanted to run a double track-ish type railroad, I could, with stretches of single track. So yeah, I think it leaves me a lot of options. I haven't done anything else over here but mock this up with this little aggregate. This little aggregate industry here that I got from Whistle Stop Models. And I did paint that blue though, and that's, I googled some photos of these auger, and some were blue and some were green and yellow, but I went ahead and stayed with blue. All right, let's see what's going on over here. Now, of course, I've only done this one time, one test train. It's not this train, so. Let's go try to pick up some speed. And I have the sound off. There we go. I don't even know how many cars I got on there. Probably about 40, 45. And we just watch it come through this crossover here. You know, this used to be my best running locomotive. And how did it derail for no reason? There was nothing even there. My God. This thing has given me more problems in the last. Now, the last time I had problems with it, the eccentric rod and everything got messed up. So who knows? Who knows? All right, so I had to hit pause because I was cussing, and it aggravates me when, you know, my most reliable locomotive starts running like crap. Which, yeah, I've had. Okay, so y'all know I talk about ghost stories and stuff all the time, and the ghosts have inhabited my DCC control system, and I've had locomotives that I have shut down. It's been on zero. The train was stopped. And I'm running some other train around, and all of a sudden, a train that was already previously not running was all of a sudden, you know, moving along and running into other trains. When I looked down at the control said that train was on zero. It should not have been moving at all. It's been one thing after another. Yesterday, I had probably 17 derailments, just getting ready to set up for one video, one minute video. Took me an hour to prepare because the train couldn't even go around the layout without derailing. It's been one crazy thing after another. See where it's going. Here we go. So, this has been kind of a long video. I appreciate you all watching. If you did not know, YouTube has started really screwing with the YouTubers and the channels, because if you are on a laptop or a mobile phone with a ad blocker, we don't get credit for the view anymore. So my views have dropped from about 9,000, almost 10,000 a week to about 4,000. It is crazy. So of course that's going to affect my money and everything coming in. And, you know, I think it's crap. It really upsets me that they do that to us. And it's just aggravating as heck. That's all I can say. But there we go. All right. So didn't that look cool coming out of there? Now I wish this branch went someplace besides just right up here and stopping, because that would be cool to see the whole train go by, but it's not going to, because it ends right back here. All right, everybody. Once again, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Leave me a comment. Comments are down too, so I don't know what's going on with that. But leave me a comment, share. I'm still trying to figure out this whole hype thing that they got going. I know I got 1,900 hype points. I have no clue what that means, But if you see that little hype button, please hit it. I believe that just kind of says, you know, this channel needs to be promoted or something along those lines. But, you know, like, subscribe, comment, and keep coming back and watching those short videos. And I appreciate you, and I'll see you with another layout update in a couple of weeks.